people, once again, you've got the grumpy old nerds in your ear. As always, I'm Uncle John, your elder who knows too damn much about movies, TV, and all kind of stuff. And if you didn't notice, today we're going to be extra black. Yeah.
Damn.
So, yes.
Are we directed by Ryan Coogler?
Right. And I'm going to try and shine my phone light. Okay, that's not working. Anyway, so I just finished moving. I don't know where my ring light is. I'm trying to use the flashlight on my phone, but my black devours light. So you ain't going to see me no matter what. And as always, I have my friends and colleagues here with us. Up there is Uncle Rod. Hi, Uncle Rod.
What's good?
Down there is Cuzzin Amayou. Hey, Cuzzin Amayou.
Hey, we're here today.
Right there is Uncle DJay. Hi, Uncle DJay.
Hey, I'm just happy to be in the spot I am.
Every time I gotta say something wild, I'm gonna just take a drink tonight.
Thank you. Oh, what's good? Right there is Auntie Nicole. Hi, Auntie Nicole.
Hey, everybody. And my black can use a little sun. So, hey, just bring it on over here.
Raise the roof.
Your black could use a little sun.
A little sun, yeah. Bring some of that.
Okay. And today we have a very special guest with us. Joining us all the way from Challenges, Games, and Comics is Uncle Tony Cade. Hi, Uncle Tony.
Hey,
Hey, how you guys doing today?
What up?
Oh, good.
And as always, we are happy to be with you. And let's kick it off today with Uncle Tony. Uncle Tony has a very special guest joining him in store next week, I believe. Uncle Tony, please tell us what's going on.
Are you gonna put me on the spot as soon as I pop up, huh?
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, first of all, I'm gonna take this opportunity to remind everybody to come up to Challenges, Games, and Comics this Saturday for Free Comic Book Day.
Woo!
And we're gonna have a bunch of independent creators up here. And then for those of you who missed our Thunderbolts party that we had on Monday, I was able to commandeer some Thunderbolt swag for you.
He stole it.
So you can come on up and see what you can
Five
win.
finger.
So are you selling it or giving it away?
I'm going to be giving it away.
Oh, wow.
With purchase.
Actually, that's a good idea.
Damn it, DJ. Shut up.
DJ, they mad at you, man.
That sounds good to me.
Free
Hey, I used to run an EB Games, okay?
Yeah, like I said, I have no problem with embracing my Ferengi side. No problem whatsoever.
There you go.
And then on Sunday, we're actually going to be doing a board gaming event where people can come up and play board games. But we're actually going to be raising money for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
Wow.
Nice.
So I've got like a real busy week. Started with the Thunderbolt party we had on Monday, but on New Comic Book Day Wednesday, we're going to have a special guest stopping through for a couple of hours. We're going to have Joe Illich.
Nice.
And those of you who know him and stuff, he was actually started off as got in the comic industry as an intern with Milestone Media. And later on became writer, editor for just about every company out there. Some of my favorite stuff that he was in charge of was the Catalyst Prime books from Lion Forge, titles like Noble, which I'm was a really big fan of. I can sell the heck out of those. But like I said, he's going to be coming and meeting with us and stuff. And like recently and stuff, he's done some new stuff with DC with like the Shadow Cabinet and stuff like that. And he's also working on I think a children's scholastic book on Harriet Tubman.
Damn.
Oh, cool.
Unfortunately, his isn't going to be a demon slayer, but
I was gonna say he's not slaying demons in this one though.
He still got it coming out.
That's what's up.
Okay, cool. So you know what, Tony? If for those who are out there who may not understand what Free Comic Book Day is, or the origins, the secret origins of Free Comic Book Day, can you just kind of explain why it started, how it started, and how it's grown?
If I remember correctly, Free Comic Book Day started back in 2002. And it's really scary to think that I've been in business that long, but it has been like 30 years now. But Free Comic Book Day started off in 2002. The idea was from a comic shop owner. I can't think of his name right now, but it was something Flying Comics. They came up with the idea and basically approached Diamond and also the different distributors. So the way Free Comic Book Day works is that I'm gonna be straight with everybody. I got people who pop in all the time talking about give me free, give me free, give me free. Okay, well I got to have a limit on how many I can get. Right. First of all, comic shops are paying.
You start talking about money, you get slowed down. See
that?
That ain't right. That ain't even right.
You got to look for a second, Tony.
Okay, and then to go back and stuff, it's like comic shops are paying for these comics that we're giving you for free in hopes that it will help to expand, your interest in comics. And hopefully while you're in the comic shops buying these comics, getting these comics for free, you will actually purchase something from the stores while you were there. So it's like Free Comic Book Day. Yes, we're giving you free comics, but we paid for them.
Gotcha. Okay.
In the comic shop. So it's like,
because I know that there's also some confusion if people come in just like, hey, let me grab this, that, and that. No, that's not it.
No, certain one.
You got that Batman #1?
Right.
Let me get that compendium.
No, like I said, there are select comic books for Free Comic Book Day. We'll actually have some stuff, some deeply discounted comics for people to get. They help get them into it. I purposely picked up some books and stuff that we can sell to people for like $1 or $2, so the dollar can stretch. And we've got basically all the genres. No matter what you're into, science fiction, superhero, anime, kids books, we've got all of those things covered.
Nice.
Is there a special curtain back in the back?
No, not a special curtain back in the back.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, just wondering. Like if you maybe had Howard the Duck meets Betty Boop back there or something,
You thinking back to VHS videos.
Man, listen.
That special section in the corner.
The only fans of comics.
Okay.
Yeah, the thing is, all of us are actually old enough to remember that.
You know what, Nicole? That's
like that brother that
remember that.
Okay, though.
Like that brother that was running for governor and shit.
Oh my God. Okay, so Tony, let's dive into a little bit. Like, what's selling well right now? Last time you were on, the All In line from DC, is it All In?
Absolute.
All In line from DC was
Close.
Oh my God. Okay. That's supposed to be my line. Is that still one the hotter books? And have we gotten any more? Because I know that The Flash has come out now, right? And Green Lantern.
And strangely enough, Martian Manhunter has been extremely popular.
So tell me this, because I've heard a lot about the art in Martian Manhunter. Like, is it something different? Are they doing something different, or is it just like cartoonish and shit?
No, it's funky. I mean, it's extremely stylized.
Okay.
And like I said, a lot of stuff, like I said, you might not like the art, but you got to delve into that story.
Okay. And so how far does this deviate from the Martian Manhunter story? Because essentially Martian Manhunter is supposed to be the last of his kind. His planet did whatever, and he wound up on Earth. Is that still pretty much how it goes?
Well, I'm going to have to be honest with you. I haven't read them yet because I sold out of them.
Oh, damn.
I sold out of them before I even got a chance to read them.
Okay. No,
see, that's a businessman right there. He don't get high on his own supply until he can have some leftovers.
Like I said, I did order some more though, so I can try to get them in. That's one of the great things about this Absolute line. Even when something gets to be like the 6th printing, they're still selling.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so and I know Thunderbolts is probably selling out right now as well.
Well, technically, Thunderbolts doesn't have their own book right now. They have a special Thunderbolts book that's part of the Doom series, where Doom is taking over the planet.
Mm.
Okay.
And they're actually a strike force trying to take down Doom.
Yeah.
But as far as like a regular Thunderbolt series related to the characters that are in the movie, no.
Okay.
Can I ask you a little off-brand question real quick?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay, so when it comes to comic books, I know, like, for the most part, most comics are independent. Are there any comic book companies that go public?
No, I mean most of the comic book companies and stuff are corporations. You know, you got the Marvel, the DCs, you got
Right.
Boom. You know, they're all corporations.
Okay, so but I was saying, like, maybe I was thinking, I know those are public some kind of way because they're owned, but I'm thinking like other, like if there's a reason for somebody trying to compete with a Marvel or a DC to, maybe they're on the market or something for financing.
There's no company that can compete with Marvel and DC.
Damn.
Okay.
Like I said,
Okay.
just straight up comics as a business. Comics as a business is hard. This isn't like the 90s and stuff where, you were selling like millions of copies of books.
Right.
Some of the, stuff coming out from, even Marvel to DC are lucky if they're getting sales in 100,000.
So, okay, so since the time of like the what was how the what was it? What was the movie based on with the smiley face and the superheroes that were right. So, during that time period there was all these, the thicker books, the graphic novels, yeah, so I'm just wondering, like, was that the height? Was that like the peak? And then it's dropped off since then?
I wouldn't even say I've been doing this for so long and stuff, and I'm not even sure exactly when Watchmen came out. But basically, the peak for comic books was right around the 90s, around the same time that they launched Image Comics and stuff like Spawn #1 and
Okay.
and Savage Dragon.
Okay.
Those were like the heydays of comics. That's when people were like buying, like, buy one to read, buy one to put away. Or it's like,
So-
I'm gonna buy 10 copies of this book for $2 a piece, and I'm gonna put
Yeah.
my son through college.
No, I get it, because that makes sense, because that explains why anybody even knew who the fuck Todd McFarlane was.
Right. See, I was, a fan of Todd McFarlane before he even got to be famous. A lot
Right.
of people can't even name the superhero book that Todd McFarlane worked on before he got famous for doing Spider-Man.
Okay. Uncle Rod?
Spawn.
No. The team book.
The team. Oh, okay.
Before he got famous for his fancy webbing in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The team book.
You get some free Thunderbolt swag for the right answer.
Right. Okay. The only thing I can think of right now is maybe Gen 13, but I don't remember if he did that or not.
Not Gen 13. Remember, I said DC.
Okay.
So this is before he did Spider-Man, which is before
Spider-Man.
Before
That
he
was
got
before
famous
Spawn.
for doing Spider-Man.
which is before. Wow.
He did a team book for DC Comics.
For DC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got him stumped.
Justice League. I don't know.
You're close.
Oh, look at that.
I know stuff.
See? There you go.
Not that answer, but I close enough. Yeah.
Okay, all right. You got the JLA. And then
Right.
you got another team called the JSA.
Justice Society, right?
Yeah.
Right now, what was the team with the kids?
Infinity
Remember
Inc.
the-
Infinity Inc.
You got it.
Infinity Inc. That's right.
That was gonna be my next guess.
I didn't know what Infinity Inc. is. No, all right, nah.
Infinity Inc. Wow, he was, and I'm not even gonna lie, I don't remember his run on Infinity Inc.
Yeah, Google it.
Okay.
Like I said, I still got some of the issues.
Okay.
And you can look at his artwork on Infinity Inc. and then look at his artwork on Spider-Man, and you wouldn't even realize it was the same artist.
Really?
Yeah.
So you think that Marvel just said, you know what, just go nuts, whereas DC was like, no, make sure that the jaw is square and the shoulders are broad.
I'm not sure, but a lot of artists and stuff, change their styles over time.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I've always like about my buddy Joe Phillips. He can basically ape any style out there. If you say I wanted to look like Jim Lee did it, he can do it. If you say you wanted to look like a Hanna-Barbera character, he can do it.
Wow, that's talent. Now, I don't want to glaze over the fact that Rod said something disparaging about Rob Liefeld, which I 100% agree.
No, I didn't say anything disparaging. I just said someone should have talked to him about his composition. That's all I said.
Can I say, and this is not a hot take,
and a lack of feet.
Fuck Rob Liefeld. So,
Okay.
But that's my own personal opinion.
Wow. Okay.
Uncle John do not reflect whatever, so on and so forth. Okay. So, but
Rob still made a lot of money in those 90s.
Wait, what'd you say, Tony?
I said Rob still made a bunch of money in the 90s.
No, he made a gazillion dollars off of some bullshit, sketchy artwork. And the thing about the 90s, no, and this is what bugs me about the 90s. The fact that people were so enamored with just like shoulder pads and buckles and shit and
pockets.
People who were out
very expressionist
and big guns.
It was right. It all was this whole part of right.
Right.
Part of this extreme period in comics where comics just really sucked. And I wanted to ask you, Tony, like when Image was up there, was there ever a point where Image was competing with DC and Marvel, like they were like maybe neck and neck before they fell off?
It never got that big.
Damn.
It never got that big.
Huh. Who released Spawn? Was that Marvel?
That was
That's Image. That's when McFarlane and the rest of the guys left Marvel and started their own company.
Yeah. Okay. So did they kind of have Marvel nervous for a second, or?
Well, I'm sure they did. But like I said, there was a whole bunch of stuff going on, back then. Marvel.
Wait a minute. Which came out first, Spawn or Blade?
Blade
was created back in the 70s.
Yeah, Blade came out.
No. I'm talking about the movie though.
Film?
The Spawn movie or the Blade film?
Blade.
Spawn was first, right?
I think Blade was first. But you know what? We all have pocket computers in our hands.
Yes, we do.
I'm gonna take a look.
I have a tablet. I thought Spawn was.
Tony, you were about to say something, if I'm not mistaken.
Sorry about that, brother.
I actually have no idea what I was talking about. No.
But
it came out first, 97, and then Blade in 98.
Yeah.
Like I said.
So Spawn kind of opened the door for Blade.
No. In production.
Well, no. Okay. But as far as production is concerned, Spawn had to be in production first to come out before Blade, even though Blade might have been in production. All I'm just wondering is if we talk about Blade being like, the Godfather, Wesley Snipes being the Godfather of, the Marvel universe, right? But I'm just curious if Spawn's success, kind of catapulted, Blade to get that green light, because Wesley Snipes had been trying to make a Blade for a long time. And so it's just curious if Spawn was coming out by Image, that Marvel hit that green light and was like, okay, we can't let them, get us, what I'm saying? Because if their films are hot, then of course that's going to help their comic book business, right? So I'm just wondering if that was like a Coke versus Pepsi that we didn't really, see, so to speak, that Marvel, once Blade came out, they were like, yeah, get the fuck out of here, Image, we got this. We're going to take it from here.
Well, like I said, nothing else and stuff. I think it's probably one of those situations where comics were so hot at the time that they were willing to take a chance on a superhero movie. When basically at the time and stuff, most superhero movies, if they weren't Superman or Batman, weren't good.
Right.
So
okay,
it was the first, I would say, successful Marvel related movie.
Absolutely. No, I just think that with Blade, because Wesley Snipes in his development, it was so long in development. And actually, DJ, you bring up a good point, because I'm curious as to when the founders of Image were just like, you know what, fuck Marvel, we want to go do our own thing. And all those things just kind of gelled together around the same time to help explode that whole movement. I was trying my best to disagree with your ass, but I can't.
Well, actually, you know what? I'm backtracking a little bit because I mean, all due respect to Michael J. White, I love him, but I in my mind, I was not thinking about the Spawn film. I was thinking about the Todd McFarlane HBO series. You know what I'm saying? Because that was a fucking masterpiece. I'd love to go back and check that out again. And I think that's what I was thinking about, is that series kind of pushed Blade onto the screen. That's actually, I wasn't talking about Michael J. White.
So you're talking about the animated
awful movie.
The animated series that, bringing that, and it was such a huge moment, for comic books, and bringing it to the big screen, so to speak, even if it's a small screen. But back in those days, HBO was like the precursor, to, the big screen. It was that big. HBO, if you're on HBO, you might as well be, at AMC, because, it's must-see TV.
Okay. So.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Just poo-poo my shit. No, that's all right. It's okay.
I was gonna say, DJ, you can catch Spawn. I think they still show it on Max.
On Max. Yeah.
So you can catch all of the episodes there.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna run back through that shit because that was fucking amazing. And yeah, shout out to Keith David.
Yep.
Speaking of running back through shit, I actually rewatched a couple of episodes of Lovecraft Country today.
Okay.
And
I was sure enough thinking about going back through that.
I sincerely missed that show.
I'm actually, I wish they would do it.
That should have never gotten canceled.
I really did.
Matter of fact, that's a good subject to talk about next.
It was getting too real. They're getting too real.
First, let's go to break. And when we come back, we will have our game review with, we don't have the booty chair with us today, so Uncle DJay's game review. And yeah, let's talk about Lovecraft Country, because that show was
a masterpiece.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
So, Uncle DJ, if you don't mind.
After these messages, I'll be right back.
By itself.
Let's face it, shopping for insurance can be time consuming. That's why when it comes to your auto, home, and life insurance needs, make things simple and trust the experts at Allstate. They will help you get the coverage that fits your needs while helping you bundle your life, home, and auto policies. Bundling saves you money, sure, but it also saves you time, so you can enjoy the things that matter most even more. Contact me, Tammy Haynes, your local agent, for a free personalized insurance quote. Allstate, are you in good hands?
There's a shot. It might be. It could be. Right field. Grand slam. No. What a shot. That's how you get hot, young fella.
Thank you guys for what you do for HBCU athletics. This is a fantastic avenue for all of us. This is our ESPN, so we love what you guys do, and all you guys at BCSN. We really appreciate what it is that you guys do for us.
Are you hungry for authentic Caribbean food like jerk chicken, oxtail, red snapper, shrimp, tofu, and rasta pasta? Well, find your way over to Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta.
Them belly full, but we hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, open daily from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And on Friday and Saturday, we're open till 4 a.m. Come to Mango's and put some spice in your life.
Oh, we've got a good thing going.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta. For more info or directions, call 404-698-3992 or log on to mangoscaribbeanrestaurant.com. For instant coupons, text MANGOS to 313131.
Tell your mama hungry, papa hungry, brother hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, authentic Caribbean cuisines.
Open up the door, tell them mama hungry.
And we're back. I'm gonna skip the introductions because I'm coughing and I'm about to have a fit. So, Uncle DJ, go ahead, say something.
All right, so Uncle Percy got swallowed up by the booty chair, as we knew it would eventually, come to pass. He was supposed to talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows, which I haven't played yet. But being a fan of the Assassin's Creed Ubisoft world, I'm sure that he's got good things to say. Even Train likes the series, so there you go. But what I'd like to bring some attention to for my fellow gamers out there, for those of you who may be getting into it, for the first time, whichever. When I first was trying to make my decision between PlayStation and Xbox, back in the day when I had a little extra money on the paycheck, and I'm like, okay, I got to get me a PS2, and because all my friends got PS2s, and I'm always got to go over their crib. Xbox was coming out, and it had two games. One was Halo, which was amazing and has since been legendary. But the other one was a game called Elder Scrolls. At that time, it was Morrowind, which would have been number 3 in the series, coming to a console as the other two, the first two, Daggerfall, and I forgot the other one, but they were on Ravens, something, anyway, on PC. Blockbuster. I mean, I saw Halo and Elder Scrolls was like, I got to have an Xbox. I've been an Xbox fan ever since. Anyway, fast forward, they came out with the next one, which was part 4, which was Oblivion. That was in 2006, March 20th. And masterpiece. Phenomenal. Open world, RPG. I mean, you want to be a magic user. You want to be a swordsman. You want to be like a regular human, or you want to be a mage, or you want to be, all the different character developments, customized, your face, your body, the whole deal. You want to be a thief, you want to be, a swordsman, you want to be a mage, you want to be a marksman. So much about this game was just highly, customizable, and the world was huge, and the graphics were great even at the time. So that being said, they just re-released it, remastered it with the new generation graphics, and oh my fucking god,
It's on Game Pass for free too.
man, it's on Game Pass for free. Okay, well, it's on Game Pass because Game Pass is not free.
Yeah, you pay for Game Pass, but you get a whole lot of shit.
You pay for Game Pass, but since it is a Microsoft, since Microsoft and Bethesda, have a relationship, it is on Game Pass, and it is amazing. The graphics, and they've upgraded a little bit the gameplay and that type of deal. But I mean, it makes you realize how huge Like literally, I went back into it and I played the intro, the tutorial, and I got daunted because I was just like, oh shit. It dawned on me how huge this game is, and I'm like, okay, at this time, like, do I really want to dive back into this? And the answer, immediately inside my little kid was yes. But this game can like literally like envelop you for the next year, a good
Consume your
year.
life.
Man, listen,
Consume your life.
consume your life. But anyway, if you were looking for something to dive back into or to discover, it is 5 stars, 10 titties, whatever is your scale as far as what's great. Um, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion is that game.
Okay. If I could ask a question, I think I read somewhere today that an Xbox game is going to be $80. Is that like the going rate for these games right now?
Okay, so I mean, generally they used to be $49.99, right? There's so much going on right now as far as back and forth. Generally, you'll see a AAA game is definitely going to be at least $59.99, if not $69.99 for the base game. But there's the deluxe, there's the premium, there's the collector's edition,
Yep.
there's and all of that, and that could get as high as $129.99 to $199.99. It just depends. So I'll put it this way: if it's anything by Rockstar, it's worth it.
Okay.
There are very few game developers out there that put in the time that will push back a game 6 months to a year because they don't think it's ready. But when that game hits, it's worth it. Rockstar is one of the very few that when it comes out, whatever they're talking about, it costs, pay that money because it's a beautiful thing. Now, other game, like Bethesda used to be like that. Ubisoft used to be like that. But they've gotten a little lazy over, they're taking the gamers for credit. I mean, for granted over the years and stuff like that. So you kind of have to, gauge it. And if you don't need the art book, and I don't know what it is about an art book, but a game can go from $59, $69.99 up to $100 because it's got an art book.
Is that like a coloring book?
And stuff
No,
like that.
No, it's
concept artwork from the game.
there you go.
And to
They're
your
basically
point,
more
Uncle
like
John,
design from the game.
they sat there. I did see an article about that today because they said because of the tariffs, they are raising the price on Xbox and on the games right now. So yeah, because I was actually perusing through game titles myself, and right now that's kind of sort of perusing. That's why I play a lot of PC games because I don't need the console. You know what I'm saying? So that helps to cut the cost a lot of all of that kind of stuff because most of the games you can get on PC is long, especially if it's Xbox because of Microsoft. But right now, if you want a console, you about to pay for it.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Tony, you were raising your hand when we came back. Is there something you wanted to ask or add?
Well, it was one of the things and stuff I was going to point out and stuff. Since we were talking about Todd McFarlane and we're talking about Spawn and we're talking about Joe Illich, is that Joe is actually writing a horror spy comic book called Bloodletter in the Spawn universe.
Bloodletter.
Okay.
So he's actually going to be playing in the Spawn universe for Image.
Because nothing. I'm sorry. I was about to go somewhere else with that. Okay, thank you for that information.
So, okay. And you said it's set in the Spawn universe?
Yes.
Okay. So you might see Twitch and what's his name? The other
Clown Man.
What's
the clown?
The clown guy. Yeah.
Sam and Twitch.
You know what? While we're still talking about this, is Angela still in the Marvel universe?
Oh, you mean Thor's sister? I haven't seen her in a book recently.
That was a mess, bro. I just remembered that. That was a mess.
So Angela, okay, so I'm backtracking. Angela was a character in Spawn, which is an Image comic.
Correct.
And for whatever fucking reason, they decided, you know what? Let's put her over at Marvel. I don't know why. If Tony, Rod, if either of you have any insight into that.
You want to talk about the legal battle, Rod?
It was, I think he first showed up in Spawn number 8.
Right.
And now you can't get that, like in the reprints of the trades or anything. Like you can't even get that reprinted. And she ended up in Marvel. I don't remember how it happened, but I know they came to an agreement because she
wasn't the character created by, was it Neil Gaiman?
She was created by Neil Gaiman.
Right. All right. So Neil Gaiman got the rights back to the character.
That's right.
Yep.
And then basically he, turned the character over to Marvel.
Right. And then she ended up in Thor.
Why?
All right. The way it basically works is and stuff is that, all right, when you usually create a character for one of the corporations,
right,
the corporation owns it.
Exactly.
All right. That wasn't the deal that Todd McFarlane had with Neil Gaiman. All right. So the character was supposed to remain Neil Gaiman's character, even though he was technically being paid to write it by Todd McFarlane. Right. But considering that their agreement was different than regular work for hire. See, when you do work for hire stuff and you create a character, it belongs to the corporation.
Okay. Like Blue Marvel.
Mortal Kombat.
Who created Blue Marvel?
Kevin Grievous.
My bad. My bad. I was going back to my gaming shit.
No, because Kevin has been on the show and he's talked about the fact that
he told us about that.
He doesn't own Blue Marvel, which is
right.
Crazy.
Not work for hire, which is like if you create a really cool character, don't just put it in a Marvel or DC comic. Save it.
Right.
Use
your own.
Man, listen.
No, it's very true.
Put it in the vault like Prince.
So while we're all raging against the man,
that's right.
Let's talk about Lovecraft Country because I was rewatching some snippets from old episodes. This show was so fucking brilliant, but I would say I'm not necessarily mad that they ended with one season, and I'll say why.
Amayou has her hand up, sir.
Because
wait a minute. Is she about to slap you with that hand?
No.
I never saw Lovecraft Country.
God damn it. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Disconnect her.
Is it Marvel or DC?
Captain Underpants.
That is correct, David.
He's not. You're right, David. Wait a minute. Amayou, and we've talked about this too. You haven't watched Lovecraft Country at all?
So
wait, is that because nobody gave you?
Let her explain.
Nobody gave you the HBO password. That right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have it, so maybe I need to go ahead and binge watch it. Maybe how many episodes is it?
Maybe you better use that password.
It's not long.
You better use that password.
And it's only one season.
8 or 9.
It's only one season.
It's got Jonathan Majors in there. Are we?
Yes.
And Watchmen. Regina King, do the Watchmen while you at it.
I saw the Watchmen, so I don't know when those two came out, but I saw Watchmen, and I did love that. I don't know what's.
So as I was saying,
I got to enjoy Watchmen, especially when I actually got to see a bunch of it being made over at North DeKalb Mall.
Oh my God. Okay. So anyway, Lovecraft Country. I think Lovecraft Country in that one season is literally perfect. And what tends to happen sometimes when you expand beyond is sometimes the product is diluted a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying I didn't want another season of Lovecraft Country, but I can be satisfied in the fact that I got that one perfect season, and it's done and over with. I actually think that somebody that it would be right for a comic book interpretation, to be honest. But
well, before one of our super fans, Mario, jumps on and says Game of Thrones, I just want to throw that out there for him because he would throw that out there like, okay, that should have only went as far as the source material and stopped.
Oh, that was it. That's okay. Okay, so as I was saying,
material.
We got one brilliant season, and I'm cool with it. Now, please feel free to argue me down as to why we needed.
I agree.
I'll tell you when I watch it.
I'll say this about it. You guys remember the ESPN show Playmakers?
Yes.
Where it was talking about a fictional pro football team.
Yes.
Where they had people smoking crack in the locker room and doing steroids and
what?
all that other kind of stuff. Right?
Yes.
The NFL stepped in to ESPN and said, "Hey man, you gotta take this show off the air. This is too real.
You fucking with our brand. You fucking with our brand.
Yeah, you're telling too much of what really happens in the league. Like we
right
not good with that."
Oh wow.
So it was wildly successful and had one season, and that was it.
Yeah.
Same thing with Lovecraft
Like
Country.
Any Given Sunday didn't do that.
Wait a minute.
Let me finish. I got you.
Okay.
We're gonna get there.
All right.
We're gonna get there.
Okay. All right.
Lovecraft Country was talking about it's a story about the supernatural and about eldritch horror, but it's set in Jim Crow in the
South.
North.
Yeah.
Well,
that was in Chicago.
They end up
Okay, that's
moving
right.
north.
That's right.
They
was in Chicago.
Right. The Great Migration. All right. So because they talked about the Emmett Till murder, that was like a major part of it.
That's right.
It was major plot line.
Yep.
Major.
All right. So this show was giving a whole lot of people an inside look into what was really going down during that time for people who had like no idea, or they got a very sanitized version in a really sanitized history book.
Yes.
Right.
And so while you had the the fictional or the fantastical things happening, it was in the backdrop of real history or real things going on during that time. So it was kind of almost like a like a shadow history lesson, so to speak.
Wow. So you're saying that Lovecraft Country is the reason why they fucking with DEI to this day?
I wouldn't go that far, but I wouldn't doubt it either.
Oh, okay.
As one
They
of the reasons.
they did dilute it a little bit because they did use kind of sort of like metaphors to kind of make it, if you wasn't paying attention, like the monsters.
Yeah,
would show
motherfuckers don't understand metaphors.
Well, yeah, but they use like monsters to be interpreted. People just see monsters, but in fact, this was part of the racism and such that was going on.
Yeah, but we know who the monsters are. We know.
It consumable. You know what I'm saying? But no, I get it. It's like I do wish they had.
Not only that, but I watched the episode where they went back in time to the Tulsa massacre.
Yep.
I was like, fuck.
Man, listen. Man.
And it was it's
No,
jarring.
it was only certain episodes that was a little strong, but it still was great with the plot, the whole show.
But those certain episodes are strong as fuck.
Yes.
Because not only did they go back to the Tulsa massacre, they went and revisited the Emmett Till murder and funeral. It's just like, wow.
It's a lot.
The show was.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Another season of that, I think I read somewhere they were going to dive even more into the mystical and how the magic being stripped from white people had divided the country, like severely divided the country. So I don't know. I would have liked to have seen it, but I'm happy that I got what I got. I'm amazed that they even made that shit. Like, how did you get this passed?
How'd you get away with that?
There's a show on Apple TV.
Well, wait a minute.
They had Roots on TV, so they could do that.
There's a show on Apple TV called The Studio, where they go. It's a satirical look at how they make movies.
Yeah, I just started the first episode.
Right. So after looking at that, I'm just like, holy fuck! If that's even close to what may actually be happening, I don't know how in the hell that's got the green light in the first fucking place. So
wait, did it get the green light during Obama's administration?
Biden.
Oh, Biden. Well, there you go. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
There was Obama 2.0.
It was a very powerful meet. Going back and watching that is very powerful. Amayou, you need to check this out. Mel, I know you're not a fan of horror, but you need to check it out as well.
Yeah, that's what's
Mel
cool.
said that she doesn't.
Mel's already seen it on the down low, but she won't admit it because all the demonic shit. So
What are we checking out? What are we checking out?
Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft Country.
Okay. Sorry, I thought we were.
You forgot. You forgot already.
Well, no, he started talking about something on Apple TV and stuff. I'm like, okay.
Mel said, we can't get Mel to watch that show to save her life. Okay.
Man, listen.
It is but I will say, I was talking about the show called The Studio on Apple TV starring Seth Rogen. It's actually hilarious. And it's a behind the scenes look at the studios and how movies are made, the processes in which movies are made. The episode I just watched, I'm not going to spoil it for you, even though
don't spoil it. Yeah.
But it's hilarious. So let's go take our last break of the evening, and when we come back, let's look at the Predator in dreadlocks pulled back like he's Killmonger. This
cool.
Fucking hilarious to me. DJ,
what the hell?
Yeah, you'll see what I'm talking about.
I'm saying.
After these messages, they'll be right back.
We're still here.
They're still here. Hey, all right.
We're not breaking.
Hey.
Mel said, y'all trying to make me watch this damn demon shit. I ain't gonna touch
man. Okay.
She's blessing the
board. Amayou, if you think of,
I think she's praying right now after all we went through.
Think of Sinners. It's kind of sort of like Lovecraft. It's kind of sort of in a way of how they did that in a way a little bit, I think. So
Yeah, I got it, Auntie Nicole. And I watched Sinners and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I saw it 3 times.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But Mel's back, so she's gonna send us to the commercial now. Go ahead, Red Bomb Assassin. You got it.
One more time.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Oh shit! Put some straight.
It's like a loop machine. Going around town, trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Sonia from She Say Sports. Make sure to check us out every Friday morning at 9 a.m. on Black College Sports Network, YouTube, and Linktree. And please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page.
Cuzzin Amayou, Uncle Tony, Auntie Nicole, and Uncle DJay. Okay, so they're really trying to make us absorb this whole Predator franchise shit, and I guess there's more of it coming. There's a new Predator film coming out in November, Predator Badlands, where the Predator shows up and kills some shit. And this is what I was talking about. So, tell me he don't look like Killmonger right there.
Wow.
Pull back part.
Oh gosh.
Like there's actual discourse on social media talking about they're trying
Why
to
is
make
the Predator coated black?
Yeah.
Black
pretty
coated.
much.
I can
Yeah.
see that. I can see that. I don't know if I, 100%.
Wait. Please explain to Amayou what black coated means.
It means it's if you look at it, the first thing you think about is a person of color.
Okay.
Based on either what it's wearing.
Wait, the motherfucker got cornrows. He got cornrows, okay? He got cornrows.
He got like little lock looking things.
Right. Dreadlocks. Because the first Predator, the original Predator,
even had dreadlocks.
I
had
remember
dreadlocks. And a lot of people were saying that was black coated.
I think we called them locks, not
No,
dreadlocks.
they actually admitted and stuff that they used the whole Rastafarian thing. When they were
Rastafari.
Because that was actually the Predator we got was a redesign. The original one was horrible looking.
Yeah.
You're more horrible than the original.
And they used the whole like the Jamaican culture in the second Predator movie too. So
They did. They absolutely did. Danny Glover. That shit was the bomb.
I remember
that shit was awesome.
The second one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the designer said they took things from a lot of different cultures to create that whole look and aesthetic for the Yautja.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of articles on that. It's easy to research.
No, T.O., the Predator is black. The Predator is black. No, he's black. He's black. Don't bring me that bumper clock bullshit.
Actually, that Predator to me just looked like an old man. It's like he was losing his hair on the sides. It was all gray. And he's trying to get it at the top.
Damn.
Like to me, it looked like it was an old man.
Well, remember, the Predator actually takes. I mean, they kind of takes attributes of whatever they get combined with anyway. Remember when the alien and it got together and you had yourself what is it? The alien Predator.
Oh, that's a spoiler. I didn't see that shit.
Oh my gosh! Oh gosh!
So this leads me
except for the last one. You can skip the first ones.
Yeah.
This leads me to my question: Are there any of us who are like diehard Predator fans?
I mean,
I like the Predator.
I love the Predator.
I'm gonna watch it, and I like the show Prey as well. So I'm gonna watch it.
That was great. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. What streaming service is it on?
Prey's on
Hulu.
Hulu? Okay, I'm in.
So Predator versus Spider-Man. So Predator is everywhere. Fuck it.
Yes, he is.
Oh yeah.
Cuzzin Amayou, they got Disney and Hulu got a $2.99 promotion right now.
I know that. That's why I was able to try and watch.
I'm just saying. Okay. All right.
So Mel, can we see that trailer real quick? I know you're gonna tell us it's time to go soon, but can we see the trailer?
No, we got 5 minutes. Goddammit.
Actually, the Alien franchise, the video game is actually fantastic. By the way,
Is it?
yes. Mhm.
Okay.
That is amazing.
So I guess Mel is saying no. But that's fine.
You asked for that.
Is she saying no? Really?
Oh man! Oh, there we go. There we go.
I didn't think you survived.
November 7th? Damn.
Star Wars.
What's Star Wars?
You're hunting something. can't be killed.
Got Star Wars written all over it.
Why y'all mess with me? It's in IMAX. It's at the movies. I can go see that.
How is that Star Wars? What is Star Wars?
And the red saber looking thing. And
Oh my goodness!
It looked just way too close.
It looked like Southside of Inglewood in Chicago to me.
Oh gosh.
And actually, I'm gonna change what I brought up before. After looking at that, that's not an old man.
That's not an old man. That's not an old man.
That's a young one trying to be stylish.
The YN.
Right. Exactly. There you go. Mayan. That look like right.
YN.
Exactly.
So I will say, as someone who's a peripheral Predator fan, that I will go to the theater to watch that because it looks pretty solid.
Me too.
Yeah, I would check it out.
I mean, I can understand. I can see the colorism thing because the Yautja was like grayish colored before, like a putty. It was just kind of nothing. But now they added color to his face, and I'm like, that seemed kind of odd. Why is there color on his face? Very interesting.
Because there's shit.
Have you always been brownish?
Supposedly they have different, like regular people, like they have different skin hues.
Yeah.
They're not all the same type of.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tio. Thank you.
Tio, thank you for validating.
Okay. All right. Fine.
And with that, we are on our way out the door. Is anybody? No, I'm not going to do that. Tony, you got something for us on the way out the door?
No, like I said, you're hearing the ATL. Come on by challenges this week. Like I said, Saturday we got free comic book day. We got board gaming on Sunday to raise money for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. And on Wednesday, new comic day from 5 to 7. We've got Joe Illich coming. So bring your Milestone, your Catalyst Prime, your Marvel, your DC stuff he's done. Come on in and get it signed and get a chance to pluck his brain.
Nice. Auntie Nicole?
Remember, if you're playing games on your PC, you can use an Xbox remote. It works very well.
Oh, shit. All right. DJ.
I got it.
Cuzzin Amayou?
I have something. Okay. That something is the second season of Dead City is coming out on Sunday. So I will have my review for y'all next Thursday.
What is Dead City?
It's one of the 50 million Walking Dead spinoffs. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
The way you all troll me about Doctor Who, I need to start hearing y'all troll her about this fucking.
I'm sorry I asked. Uncle Rod, what you got?
Have the zombies in his face yet?
Second season of the anime Solo Leveling coming out soon.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so for Uncle Rod, Cuzzin Amayou, Uncle DJay, Auntie Nicole, and our very special guest as always, Uncle Tony. Thank you for joining us. Uncle Percy, we hope to see you again soon. I don't know what he's doing. And as always, I'm Uncle John. Night night.